What is up, guys? It is Vapin J. Finally, my package with my Berry Crunch, Captain Crunch, peanut butter sweetener, PG, a different type of brand of PG, and chocolate caramel peanut butter and graham cracker. It's finally gonna be here today. It's out for delivery. Fucking finally. It was supposed to be here yesterday, but anyways, I'm going to basically set up a coil on my Dark Horse RDA, um, and basically what it's going to be for is just mainly for testing. When I make it, I'm just gonna make it for the fact of and use it for the fact of testing out my Crunch Berry, my Captain Crunch, and my chocolate caramel peanut butter, because I know what the peanut butter itself tastes like with the chocolate caramel peanut butter. I've never had. I've had peanut butter and caramel, but never chocolate with it. I've had chocolate hazelnut, chocolate hazelnut with it before, and it wasn't too bad. But I kept on over flavoring everything, which is what made it kept on tasting not as good. So I'm waiting on that to get here finally. Where I sit in my room, where I record my videos, I can look directly where the mailman parks. So I got line sight of where he's going to be parking. But other than that, so I've been vaping on this now for a day. The Aspire Atlantis V2. V2. And I love it. Love it. But I will say the coils that go in these things are massive. Massive coils. And I love how big they are. If you've watched any of my other videos, I was using a Kangertech sub tank, 25 millimeter tank, and it kept on flooding the chamber. Vaping, when I would vape it, it would get e-liquid into the chimney. But I modded it some for better airflow, because my mini had better airflow than my 25 millimeter, and from everything I've seen, 25 millimeter should have more airflow than the 20 millimeter. The 25 should have more than the 20, because it's a bigger device. Not always in that case, but it was with these. That's what I was always told. But I went ahead and modded it, and what I did basically was in the bottom pin. Damn guy. In the bottom pin of the tank, where the four little holes are for airflow. Basically, I took a razor blade like this. Put this in there, and I just carved it out by twisting it, because that metal on that is very brittle. Pretty easy to cut out and whatnot. But yeah, I cut it all out. And the end result is actually, which is funny, if I would have done this before and noticed, and it would have worked, I wouldn't have bought the Aspire Atlantis 2. After I did that, surprisingly the leaking into the chamber for the coils stopped doing it as much. It wasn't, overfilling my coils no more, or my cotton, which was very nice. And what else? Which, once it stopped flooding, that meant I could use it. Now, that doesn't mean that vapor's not still going to get to the top of the drip tip sometimes, or a little bit. It does still do that, but it does that even with this. I could turn on the drip tip airflow, on this, make it a lot more airier, and it would make it to where the vapor was cooler, and it does work, um, which is why this is so good. Plus, with how wide them coils are, that's the other reason why there's so much airflow for that device. Um, but with this, it didn't really have that option. So what I did was I took it, I drilled all the post holes out. I even hand drilled. I took I don't know what size it is. Um, it's bigger than it was around I think 2.1 or 2.4 or maybe 2.7. No, not 2.7. Like a 2.2 millimeter drill bit, and I locked it into my medical tweezers like so. I locked it in there to where it couldn't move basically, and locked it all the way down. And basically, and the drill bits that I bought were really high grade drill bits. So I basically put it in that little hole, or not all the way, just like the end of it, and I started twisting it, and you could see it cutting out shavings of the metal. Um, from silver to like a goldish brass looking color, um, and where the inside is, but it opened up the airflow a ton, and you really don't need to open them three airflows. You really don't need to open them because them are pretty airy. But let me show you. As you can see, a lot more vapor is coming out, a lot more flavors coming out. I mean, it has massive flavor in this device now. Massive airflow. Not massive airflow, but a lot more. But it's been standing up all night. So overnight it stood up. So I'm going to have to take a piece of organic Japanese cotton, and this is what I do to fix it, to dry the inside of the chamber out some. If you don't want to take it all the way apart, this is what you can do for this device. Take a little piece of organic cotton Japanese sheets, like so, something small. Put a point like so in it. So you just cut off a little sliver, make it a little pointy. Twist it up. Take a drill bit or a flathead screwdriver, something that's really long. Take your drip tip off and put it down the chimney. Just feed it all the way down the chimney, as far as you can get it, is what I always say. It does go straight to the coil. And then just go feed it all the way down. And if you need to twist it, also twist it if you need to. I tend to take my pliers or my needle nose clippers, and I'll hold it and I'll twist it while it's pushed all the way down. And usually that will help and get any liquid out of the chimney, and any liquid that flooded from leaving it sit overnight upward, right side up. It will also help get any of that e-liquid. As you can see, a lot of e-liquid was in that. But now it shouldn't be bubbly. It shouldn't gurgle. Shouldn't do any of that. So always take, to dry out my drip tip, I always use a piece of cotton. Dry that out as well. Put this back on. No more gurgliness. As you can see, a lot more vapor. A lot more vapor. A lot more vapor. Not as much as this, but a shitload more than what it originally was at. Which means I can use it again. I just got to make sure to keep some cotton sheets, slivers of cotton sheets with me, which I always take if I'm leaving for a while. I do always take a rebuild kit with me to rebuild coils, so I always have scissors and organic cotton sheets with me at all times, because I don't ever leave the house without some type of rebuild thing to just rebuild some coils or something if I need to for an RDA. Obviously, you don't need it for the Spire Atlantis, but you could use it for the definitely use it for the sub tank. Fucking mailman still ain't here. It kind of sucks. But anyways, so once I get all my flavors in, once they get here and arrive, I will do a little DIY video on how to make either a Reese cup flavor, because a lot of people like the Reese cup flavor. A lot of people like Reese cup, the flavoring, because it's nice and sweet. It helps some people with sweet tooths like me. With Reese cup, I don't crave as much sweets when I'm vaping on Reese cup, because I feel like I get that sweetness from the vapor, which is why I ordered a whole bunch of sweetener as well. But that's basically everything, and thanks for watching. Have a good one. Stay vaping.